good evening from the Utica Curling Club. We're bringing you the 2018 UCC College Bonspiel. This is Draw 4 in an 18-team Bonspiel, and our feature game this afternoon should be a good one. It'll be Penn versus RPI 1. Penn playing the Yellow Rocks, and RPI 1 playing the Blue Rocks. I'm here with David Cragnolan.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And I'll give a rundown of the team. I'll pull up our yellow team, which is Penn.
And the team from Penn is, we're going to announce them in the way that they're throwing, okay? John Haggerty is the lead. Adam Clearwater is actually skipping but throwing second rocks. Richard Whitaker is the vice. And Cody Klauser will be throwing fourth rocks. Team RPI is Evan Mullaney, the skip. Joe Shulsky, the vice. Mitchell Lozer, the second. And Kate Fermano will throw lead rocks today. Hope you enjoy the game, folks.
Yep, and RPI, that was left to right. Evan Mullaney on the left. And for the yellow team, Penn, Cody Klauser on the left and John Haggerty on the right. We'll have more for you about the teams a little bit later, but we're about to get underway. Teams are exchanging pleasantries. They'll flip for hammer.
I think they already flipped, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of missed the...
and we'll be underway soon.
You can help me with this one, Roger. I'm not sure that I saw this team. I know that RPI was here last year because I remember Evan being here. I don't know about the rest of the team. I'm not sure of the team from
the Penn team has changed because the skip graduated from last year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm usually good at faces and not names, and I don't recognize the Penn team. I do remember Evan being here from last year.
The Penn skip wore the hat with the ears, remember?
Yeah, right. Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, got it. So it looks like
RPI won the toss. They'll take hammer, so they'll have playing the Blue Rocks. RPI will have the hammer in the first end.
Here's your first stone of the day. John Haggerty. Just shaping up like a real good curling game. I'm sensing a very good game to be had here. Fourth draw.
And John Haggerty is the stand-in. He's actually from Villanova, filling in the fourth spot for the Penn team. Penn won the College National Championship a few years ago. Didn't make the finals last year when it was here in Utica. It was a match between Minnesota and Nebraska.
I remember that. We called that game together, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
Yep. Kate Fermano with her first stone of the day. Looks like a corner guard. And in fact, it's short of the rings. Nice corner guard set up there.
Yep.
Great to see our sport of curling well represented at the college ranks. Kudos to my colleague Roger Rowlett and wife MJ Walsh for the wonderful job that they've done stimulating that.
This is the largest of the UCC College Bonspiels we've had. We expanded to 18 teams this year.
Oh, that's great.
And there are two other events going on this weekend as well. This is the last weekend to earn merit points to qualify for the national championships, which will be in just a few weeks.
Where's that taking place?
That'll be in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Okay.
A couple of players from our club. Blake Hagberg, who's on one of the SUNY Poly teams out here, and Audrey Foote teamed up to play mixed doubles. They played in the mixed doubles national championship out in Eau Claire to scope out the ice. And they did very well. They tied for first in their pool. The only games they lost were to the winners and the runners-up of the mixed doubles championships.
Hats off to them.
They made the round of 8 playoffs. And they lost to Corey Dropkin in the first round. That's an awfully good team, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you watch someone play on TV, it's usually a good sign that they're pretty talented at the game.
In their first game in the playoffs, and that was the only game they lost in the round robin play. And the only game they lost in the playoffs was to the runner-up team that Corey Dropkin beat in the championship final. So
Adam Clearwater, his first rock looks like it's going to go right to the pot. A little heavy, maybe. Yeah, back
dandy,
four.
back button.
Back button, nice shot there from Adam. Because we've got all the first 4 stones of the game are all in front, and Evan is going to give himself a look here and open up the front end. Gonna move some rocks here. Got the top one out of the way. Shooter goes bye-bye. And now Adam trying to give some shelter to that rock that's on the back button. Probably going on the rings here wouldn't be a bad idea, right in front of it in the 8-foot.
This is Skip Adam Clearwater throwing second stones.
Heavy, looks like he's going to come right down to it. And in fact, he's going to split them. Both behind the tee line. Now one back 4, one in the middle of the 8-foot circle, back 8. And now the door's open here for Mitch Loser with his second rock. Left this rock a little wide, however, it's down weight and it's curling.
Oh, there's a ton of finish on this side of the sheet.
Looks like it's going to come right to the second stone. And in fact, it's going to wind up shot rock, I think. Wow, that rock curled a ton. So shot rock on the tee line. Exposed, however. Now Richard Whitaker with his first shot of the game. Needs to curl. Starting to come over now. Looks like he's going to have a nice little hit and roll here. And that's just a beautiful shot. Absolute beautiful curling shot from Richard Whitaker.
Now those 2 yellow stones are over buried now. Joe Skolsky needs to come down and just tap it back 6-8 inches.
Nice looking form there from Joe. Sliding out of there. Yeah, a little corner freeze would be fine. You can move it just a little bit. He's going to wind up shot rock here. It's really coming over nicely. And this is a well played shot. Oh, a great shot.
Just bounced a little bit.
Yeah, he's got backers there, however. So you got to come to the face if you're going to get it through the rings without interfering and jamming it into those 2 yellow ones.
You have to play really soft weight here.
Yep.
To push it back without jamming it on one of the yellows. Looking at the amount of ice, looks like they're playing just back 4 weight, maybe at most.
Richard Whitaker with his second shot of the first end. Line looks great. I'm not sure about the weight. Roger said it does finish here. He's certainly making contact with shot rock, but he's going to run it into the yellow ones, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to jam.
And in fact, that's what it did. Leaving the blue team RPI still sitting 1.
Evans looking to tap back this stone on the top 4 a little bit and get a little roll underneath.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was calling for a freeze to this rock, which would be a little bit of a danger to him.
That'd be a good place. You wouldn't be able to remove the blue stone.
True.
I don't mind just tapping this back and rolling underneath.
Agreed.
Provide some more catchers in the back.
Yeah. It's going to make contact with the yellow rock and slop over.
It's going to make a nice little rub and roll.
Yeah, and leave him sitting 1 and 2, I believe. Yeah.
Going to roll a little too. Nope, yeah, hung on,
Yep.
but it left a pocket.
Left the button right open for Evan. I'm sorry, for Cody.
Cody Klauser playing 4th rocks.
I think ideally you want to leave this on the top of the button out counting both of the blue rocks.
Yep.
And not deeper than.
And buried.
Yep.
Sweepers haven't even touched it.
Just heard T-line yelled out. I think it's a little greater than that, watching the stone.
It's not moving.
And this is actually through the house weight. And that's unfortunate. So that goes out the back.
Opens the door for Evan now to drop one top 4 and lock up a pretty good score here. These are 2 of the more experienced curlers in this competition. Evans curled a while and knows his way around the house. Cody's played at the national level.
So kind of a pivotal shot here early in the game, as the way the house is set up, if Evan can get this stone to go top 4, and he can sit 1, 2, 3 covering the button, he's really going to make it difficult for Cody to score here.
Yeah, and RPI has the hammer, so this would really put some pressure on Penn. Gotta be above T-line. Ice looks really quick here.
Yes, it
in
does.
The first end.
A lot of rocks have been thrown right on this path early in the game, which has certainly keened it up. This rock's also going to be a little heavy, I believe. Yeah, it's going to go right out the back and right off the rings. So good call on the keenness of the ice early here. And a lot of stones have gone down this path, so the pebble's already pretty much scuffed up, and we're up to speed and then some here.
It's one of those situations where the ice gets keener and keener with every shot, and you can't keep up with your adjustment.
Sure.
You keep pulling back the weight, and it keeps going a little further.
Yeah. Now Cody Klauser here with his last rock of the first end, with a big opportunity to steal here.
Certainly needs to get himself out of trouble here with a good draw.
Weight looks good. I definitely down-weighted it. Boy, we're playing on some fast ice here today, folks.
That stone's gliding.
Wow. Got to finish it right up, though. Got to finish it right up.
And even that slips behind T-line.
My goodness.
It's frozen, but I'm pretty sure Evan can get to the inside.
Did work out well for Penn, however, because it looks like they're going to it looks like Evan had a chance to get a multiple scoring end, and now it looks like he's just going to have to hit the pot here for his 1.
Well, if he can catch this on the inside, he might be able to squirt it back.
And get 2, right, because I think the blue rock's going to go bye-bye that shot,
Yep.
The second stone.
The question is, can he throw enough weight here, get to the inside, and push that yellow stone back?
And in this beautiful game of curling that we play, this is why the skips get the big bucks.
Yeah, this is a big, big shot here.
Hammer stone first end. Little directional sweeping here being done. And
come
it
off that
doesn't
yellow
look
stone.
like it's going to come over. It's going right in between them. Oh my.
Just too much weight. Steal a 1 for Penn that first end. Looked like it was shaping up really nice for RPI. But a couple of draws gone deep and an opportunity wasted. RPI playing the Blue Rocks will have the hammer in the second end.
Amen for youthful sweeping.
Carried that a little ways, did they not? And split the center line.
We could use you guys in the men's ladder here. Good rock there from John, and now Kate with her first stone of the second end. Looking to set up a corner guard here, I believe. It may stay on the yellow stone and just chip it off the center. Not going to be a bad outcome here.
I'm going to say a little tick
He's
shot
going
here
to
is
set
not,
up,
not
set
bad
up
at
a
all.
couple corners here. Very nicely thrown. Adam will go ahead and ask John to get behind one of these corners. To our left. And Hogstone out of play. And Kate with her second stone of the second end. Heard Evan say no line. However, it's getting better quicker. Plenty of weight.
Coming in nicely. Don't think it needs a sweeping.
No, this is pretty much T-line.
It's going to bury all on its own.
Yep, nice throw. A little past T-line, however, a very nice shot there from Kate. Just behind the T-line. You heard Cody call out his instruction to Adam. He's looking to come down and freeze right on this rock. Certainly short here is not pourable without hammer.
You want to stay above the rock. That's the main thing.
Sure. Boy, have we learned that over the years.
Keep your rocks above your opponent's rocks.
We can make salad if we've got the fixins.
Yep. Rocks behind T-line are not the fixins.
Great looking shot, however. This is going to freeze right on top of this rock, and that is just a beautiful curling shot.
And a shot to boot.
From Adam Clearwater, very nice.
That's a pistol.
Mitch Lozer now being asked by Evan to follow him right down and sit right on this yellow rock.
You want to jiggle them around a little bit. Just tap it back.
A little tight here line.
Might have turned that in just a hair. It started to curl right out of Mitchell's hands.
Just going to chip the blue rock, yeah. Not the end of the world.
Open things up a bit.
Adam will try and put a guard back up in front of these stones on the rings. Give their shot rock some shelter here. left this one out a little bit.
And if anything, you want to show them the center line side, not the outside. Can pick that stone clean from the outside.
However, the double is not there now. I think you're just going to jam the second stone right into the blue one. But Evan's got to get some of these yellow rocks out of here and give himself a chance. Get everything behind the tee line, not a bad policy here.
I don't think he minds losing those rocks behind tee line if he can roll under the corner. That's the key.
Yep.
Can deal with those rocks behind tee line later. They're not going to get any better.
Mitch with his second stone of the second end.
He's way out there.
Just flattened out on him too. May make contact with the top one. I'm not sure where I'm sitting. And it did in fact do that.
Just didn't catch enough of the shot stone. Rolled out of play.
Yep, left pen sitting 2. Richard Whitaker with his first shot of the second end. Looks like he's going to cover up the rock on the right, which is shot rock. So I think. Nicely thrown rock here.
Covering the stone on the back 4.
Yep. A lot of room to come around.
Might actually be a help to RPI. They can just come around in front of it.
Joe Shulsky with his first rock of the second end, looking to draw right around and be shot rock somewhere on the blue circle behind this guard. Looks real light to me from here. And it's going to over curl on him with just a little light out of hand there. Unfortunately, he's going to set up another center guard, which certainly plays into Penn Villanova, into their hand. Nothing to lose here, a free draw here for Penn.
You're already sitting 2. You can take a chance here.
Yep.
Drop this on the top 4. This one's a little tight also.
Yeah, and light as well. I think they're just going to let it hog. Yep. Didn't have a choice, I'm sure.
They haven't played this side a lot, right? This might be a little slower.
Now the door's back open here for Evan to get back in line to get his deuce here. Joel Shulsky with his second rock.
See if he can make the adjustment on the weight. No shortage of curl here.
This one looks a lot better weight-wise.
Initially thought it might be a little bit heavy, but ice isn't up to full speed out here.
No, he was outside. It's actually going to, I don't know that this is going to stick around or not. And it came right to the back 12. Still on the rings, however, it still left Penn sitting 1 and 2. And now Cody Klauser will have an open draw to really make things difficult. If they can get one to the top of the 4-foot circle here behind these guards.
Yeah, that'll put the pressure on.
Trouble will be brewing here for RPI. Weight's real close. Certainly does not need any sweeping. Well, it's coming down. Does not look like it's going to bury, however. So you want to leave this rock up.
No big finish.
No finish there. Good weight, no finish. So he left Evan and out here with a little
hit and roll.
Hit and roll. If he hangs it out a little bit, he might get a sneaky double just off nose. And Penn is sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Anything but a nose hit here. You can flop to the right, you can flop to the left.
Curling dreamer shot. There's almost a triple there. You need real big weight to do it. This may come right to the nose. Looks like it's a little off, a little outside. It's high side of nose.
It's just hanging. It's going to get the little thin rub. Not enough weight. Move stuff around. Just noodle the rock into the back forefoot.
Good word. Good word, Roger. Like that. Noodled.
Didn't really pound it.
Yeah, no. Just tapped it. Just noodled it over. Good call.
Looks like that might be a little straight spot there. Looks like a couple rocks didn't finish, and we just saw a lightweight takeout just kind of sail.
Yeah, and it only moved that rock about, what, 3 feet maybe. So it certainly wasn't that heavy.
It wasn't overthrown, that's for sure.
Not at all. Cody Klauser with his last rock of the second end. If he can get a rock here behind these two guards on the center on the forefoot, he's going to leave only a little bit of the small white circle for Evan to draw for his one.
You know, right now Evan has to draw the button area to score a single this end. Be drawing against 2. Okay, not much finish here.
No, and a little heavy maybe. Not much though. I'll tell you what, this is really going to cut the rings down.
And that's going to leave Evan with just a little piece of the button.
Yep, I'm not sure that if he noses this that he's going to be shot. He may have to come off his own, and he's looking for an in-off, I think, on his own rock. No? No?
I think he's looking to limit the damage here. I think he wants to draw down to this shot that Cody just threw. Give up a steal of 1. I don't think Evan can't grab enough piece of the button to score.
I agree, and I don't think that leaves him 1. I think, unfortunately, even if he freezes to this, he's going to be giving up a deuce.
Yeah, it might be 2. Need to get this into the forefoot.
I'll tell you what, if it gets by the red, it's not got, I don't think it has the legs to do it, unfortunately. He might drop 3 here.
And it's going to be a steal of 3.
Yeah.
So Penn applying a lot of pressure, beating RPI to the forefoot.
Early in the game, 4-point lead for Penn over RPI. Let's see if they change strategy a little bit. Instead of throwing guard, go right to the top of the forefoot circle here, which. Yep.
Yeah, the 4-point lead, you could definitely come right into the house.
Yep.
Force the other team to figure out how to get their deuce.
And they're going to get a guard anyway, though.
Anything else you like?
No temptation for Evan to come around early in the end. He's going to go ahead and set up his corners, down 4. Smart move.
Can be hard to get your deuce by drawing around the center guard.
They come around and it ends over.
And then, well, you got to play a lot of angles and hope you can tap something out.
Yep.
If you want to score a big end, you need the corner guards. Get that middle pounded out. Is it going to stop in time? No, it's going to slip
right
into the
rings.
rings. So they can chase it.
John with his second rock of the third end. Going to go ahead and just try to get rid of this blue rock. Looks like he's all over it.
Might even get a good roll to boot here.
I think the
little
shooter's
thin.
going to go bye-bye. Yeah.
Little thin.
Might stick around in the back. Nope.
Try again to get the corner.
One, two.
Nice throw there from Kate.
Nice adjustment.
Keeper sweeper's nice and fresh.
Yep, warm and toasty.
A little light there from Adam. However, they do have two center guards up. And now Evan will start coming around. Mitchell Lozer with his first rock of the third end. Trying to get something going here for RPI. A little tough luck at the onset here in the first two ends. They really need to get a blue one behind these yellow guards here. Weight looks good. Ever so slightly heavy, maybe. No, it's going to be in front of the team. This is a great shot. Very nicely thrown. Mitchell Lozer getting RPI in a good spot here with hammer in the third end. Nicely thrown. Adam Clearwater with being asked to draw around in between these two red and blue stone. Just come down and sit on the blue rock. You're looking to force RPI to 1 here. It looks light to me, but looks like it's going to make contact with the. Oh, they got it by. And didn't quite get to the rings, but it did cover the blue rock up. Now Mitchell Lozer will almost have to throw the same shot that he just threw. If he can just get half around the yellow rock that was just thrown, RPI will be in business to score this more than one this end. Looks like he's on the same line he was on. They split him. And it did split him. That's not a bad outcome. Did leave the shooter out where it can be hit and flopped off of, but and it actually pushed the shot rock out in the open on this side too. However, they are sitting 1 and 2. They're going to force Penn to make a shot here. Shot rock right in the open. Good 2.5 feet of port to come through there. And Richard Whitaker on his first rock of the third end. Not going to get by the guard here. Oh. So it overcurled on him. Took a center guard out. Evan electing to throw a center guard here, sitting 1 and 2. Try and give Shot Rock a little comfort there. Good show of patience here and not trying to get him back all at once. He could have came the other way and drawn just to the top of the house, covering that Shot Rock and sitting 1, 2, and 3, but he opted to throw center guard, and there's still room to come down through a Shot Rock here. And Richard Whitaker will have another shot at this at Shot Rock. Vice Richard Whitaker for Penn, with his last stone of the third end. And looks like he's gonna chip off the guard again. So now Shot Rock is covered up completely. Still room to come around and get to it, however. Evan with an option here. Does he cover that one or come there? Right there. It's an either or. Both shots are effective. No correct or incorrect.
I like this side. Little heavier.
Just asked Joe. Joe just shouted down to him that he liked this side better, meaning coming with his out turn. And this yellow rock, it looks like it's a good five feet or so off the ring. So there's plenty of room to draw around and get one to the top of the 4 foot here. Or even full 8 in front of it's fine.
There's also plenty of curl on this side.
For sure. Good chance for RPI to get right back in this game if they can execute here. Late curl is coming over.
It's going to bury.
It's actually going to split that rock off.
It's going to bounce.
Left it hard for them to hit and roll off this one, however. Tough shot.
Flat double.
Yeah, very flat. It's a little bit behind. The striking stone will be a little bit behind it. Cody's seeing that, is not taking very much ice. I'm assuming he's going to come with normal to up weight. You can have the way of making the shot would be to hit just to our left of the broom with weight. And I don't know that he's by the guard. He's not by the guard. Wow.
Threw it a shade tight.
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
Well, here we go. 2 words in curling that you don't want to hear when you're up by 4 is game on. But game on here. Evan with a chance. Doors open for him. Things have gone Penn's way through 2 ends. In the third end, things are starting to. Pendulum is switching towards RPI here.
Where do you go here? Top 8 half buried?
Yes. Yep. I think you want to be somewhere in front of Shot Rock in the 8 foot circle. You don't have to be directly in front of it.
Yeah, I think if you just Christmas tree it, right? It's perfect.
Yep. And there's really nothing wrong with coming to the top of the button here. If you're a little heavy.
And if you get underneath.
Right. All a matter of whether you play aggressively or not quite so aggressively. Sometimes playing aggressively can get you in trouble if you don't execute to the tee.
This is warping in fine.
I'm not sure where the...
Where's the weight?
Where is the weight? It's going to go right to the pot.
Slower.
Well,
You can't hit your
it's
way
not
out
in
of
a terrible spot where it wound up.
You're not hitting them.
They're sitting 4. Really, Cody, to freeze to one of these rocks is not. You don't want to freeze to the one on the right because you could get it off of there, I suppose. Either or is fine. Just freezing down.
Freeze to the pile, holding
Freeze
the
to
two.
the right. Freeze to the pile.
This is a limited damage shot.
Absolutely, it is.
They can chip a stone off the back if they throw weight. I don't think they can get to shot stone at the top button, the one that's covering the pin. Can't get there with enough weight to do anything.
True.
Can't leave your shooter in the open here. It's got to be frozen to something, and it's got to be buried. Hoping to get a little tap here and be second shot, but man, if you ever rolled off into the hole.
Oh boy, then he's going to leave the door open for 5 for Evan. Pretty important shot here in the third end for Cody Klauser and Team Penn Villanova. Plenty of room for this rock to get through.
Medium light.
It's going to bounce, and it did exactly what we thought it might do.
That's what you did not want to do.
Now there's a chance that you can hit this and
you can poke it right through the hole.
Squirt it right through there and sit 5 and actually take the lead for.
Just got to hit about 2/3 of a rock. Shooter rolls here. That goes right through the hole.
Here's when you're throwing skip rocks that you don't want to get the juices flowing quite too much. You know, it's wide open. Just has to cross the face a little bit, and chance for RPI to get a bundle here.
Even if you nose this, you get 4.
Correct. Yeah, what you don't want to do is hit it on the high side and double them out and get 1.
High side gives up a steal.
It might. It might. Yes, it might.
Nose are a little low here. Big shot for Evan Mullaney. He makes this shot, he gets a 5.
Boy, he's down weight.
Not a ton.
My goodness gracious, they're really beating it up. Looks like they got it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, goodness gracious.
Just threw it down late. You need to throw some weight on that shot.
Throw that there, kiddo. Just down weight. He kind of got, I'm not sure who's even shot rock.
Looks like yellow. Steal a 1. Gotta throw some weight. That's your insurance on that shot. If you splatter a couple of rocks, you probably still score.
Those are the kind of
3 or 4.
shots. Yeah, absolutely. Those are the kind of shots when you're skipping, and after it's done, you say, "Oh my goodness, I had a chance to get 5, and I gave up." Well, he did get his 1.
He got his 1.
Got his 1. So it's a lead of 4-1 after 3 ends. He might remember that one if they're unable to come back. He might remember that one when he's trying to fall asleep later tonight. It's a funny game that we play. Sometimes things look like they're in the bag, and then they're not in the bag. But I feel your pain, Evan.
Yeah, I thought he'd come with a lot more weight there.
I thought so. He didn't have anything to lose by coming, even with board weight there, right?
Right.
You know,
you need to throw enough weight that that rock disappears if you don't hit it perfect.
Yeah, we've learned along. You and I have played this game for many, many years, and it's one of those. Sometimes you get yourself into trouble trying to finesse one there. You know what I mean? And that was a classic example of that. So on to the 4th end, and Penn has a 4-1 lead over RPI, and. See if RPI can get a steal in here. And if not, Penn, if they score, will take a commanding lead. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice come around there by John Haggerty.
Yep, and I like that. I'm not setting up corners here with that big high guard out there.
And basically that guard's not in play.
Nope. Nice shot there from Kate. Beauty.
Nice freeze.
Beautiful. Well swept. Good team shot, as one of our curlers in our club refers to, as always giving kudos to the folks that are sweeping those rocks to get them there. This is going to tick the guard out of the way.
This one's going to over curl.
Yep.
Two corners.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt at all. That's a nice shot. RPI could just throw another center guard here.
Yes, they could.
I like throwing another center guard. You got plenty of time to play that rock.
Yep.
That blue rock is control of the shot yellow rock. Serving two purposes right now. It's cutting down the scoring area just to the 4 foot. But it also looms over that yellow rock.
This looks like a ton of weight here.
Might be going for a little chip out here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to make it.
And just rubbed off. And the bad news is they moved their controlling rock.
I like this call from Cody. I had to think about it for a moment. Looks a little wide, a little heavy. Might play a tick here. A little tick will keep it in play, and unfortunately it's going to go right by everything. That one's not going to stick around. A little heavy.
Now crossroads for RPI.
Do you come back and try to freeze to this rock down 3?
Either that or you just
set up another, throw
you hit
another
and roll
guard
and sit 2
Yep.
and get a force. You're down 3 though.
Yeah, the center guard doesn't do you.
I think I'm either freezing the shot rock or hitting and rolling for a force.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think guarding the rock on the side of the 4 is going to get you much.
Well thrown, however, from Mitchell. Sorry.
Threw it where they wanted it. Maybe a little deep.
Adam with his second rock of the 4th end.
Just not getting as much curl as they're expecting there.
Mm-hmm. Doubles there now.
Yeah, I think you got to play the double here and looking at a force maybe.
I'm not throwing weight here. Just looking for back 8 weight here is Evan from Joe Shulsky.
Going to try to tap these yellows to the back of the rings.
Looks like Richard Whitaker's going to try and come down and tap this blue rock that's on the left, just through the somewhere to the back of the rings.
Still got some curling to do. Could set up a double.
Triple.
I'm not sure they can get all three. I think there's a jam somewhere.
Right on the nose, I think they might, just off nose.
Maybe.
Just on the left side of nose, run that straight back and tick the shot rock out. I think it gets all three of them.
It might wiggle through for a triple.
Yep. Got to come with some weight here.
Main thing is you want to hit that top stone right about
on the noggin.
Nose.
Yeah. Over curling just a little. Not a bad outcome, however. Gun's loaded up now. If you can see enough of that blue rock, I'm not sure with that high blue guard, if you can see enough. He's got to play.
You can see a half a rock.
Yeah.
Now the yellows are all behind T line now. Looks like Penn's sitting one precariously.
So a corner freeze is it looks like the call is a corner freeze on the top blue one. You don't want to bounce off it and leave it right in the open, however. No bounce.
I think if you corner freeze at RPI could just smack it. Get rid of at least one of the yellow in the back.
That's a pretty well thrown rock. Didn't come over, however.
I'm not sure I like that spot that much.
No, I think if you hit this yellow rock on the noggin.
You double two yellows. You get rid of the one just thrown in shot rock right on the nose.
Yep.
And to be perfectly honest, if you jammed it into the blue rock, I think it just redirects onto it anyway.
Yep.
Let's pull this up on the near house. The way those rocks are lined up, if you jam that yellow rock into that blue rock, it's going to direct right back on here. You can't even avoid it.
Yeah.
This one goes. This one, I hope, this will probably be spinning if it redirects. The one thing you don't want to do is run it into your blue, and that is a risk. Not a huge one.
I don't know that in all the years of curling I've ever seen rocks actually lined up like that on the 4-foot circle.
It's quite the arrangement.
It is, isn't it? So.
It's over curling.
I don't know if it's by the guard.
Didn't throw enough weight.
Not by the guard.
A little soft.
Yeah. Struggles continue for Evan Mullaney. Now, how does Penn get a multiple end here without goofing everything up?
Well, I think you can tap the yellow now. Like I say, it's going to redirect directly onto their shot stone. So if you just kiss that stone on the top four, I think it'll spin right back. So if you came down and tapped that stone, I think it just winds up in here. Just spin right into the pocket.
Penn's got hammer. What about hitting the blue rock up on top and rolling over?
Well, there's his thought. You could play this double.
Boom, boom, just like that.
And this one goes away.
Bye-bye. All of a sudden, you're in line for
This
a bundle.
one goes away.
You might even jiggle the blue one that's second rock around too with it.
Not sure that will go anywhere. Depends how. It looks like this one will just go over the top. This blue one. If you ever did noodle this back just a little bit, though, that would leave Penn sitting 4.
Looks like he's trying to give a little tap on the yellow rock that's in the top of the forefoot.
Yeah, I like this little tap. That's
safer of the two shots.
I think you have a lot more leeway in this. If you tap it at the wrong angle, I think it still goes to the right spot, the right weight. Just want to throw T-line weight here.
He's on the blue rock. We're going to get a chance to see my shot without the same weight, I think. Yep, this blue rock is going bye-bye, and he's going to roll right over on top of his own.
Now the yellows are lined up nice. There's a gun. Evan Mullaney's now looking for a pile of trouble. These two yellows in the top of the rings are lined up.
He's looking at a shot that I was thinking about, and that would be if he can get to his top blue rock and just move the back blue rock onto the yellow one, it's going to be locked on there and not going to go anywhere. And I think Penn's going to play for 1 if he can do that. Well,
I'm not sure
maybe.
These are lined up. I think,
I'm
again,
not sure either.
It's hard to say where this stone goes if you pound the top one.
So it looks like he's trying to draw around the whole pile here.
Yeah,
with this ice.
Evan's trying to get
boy.
behind these staggered yellows.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tough shot. There's also in off his own here, just come over and tick the blue one.
Yeah.
Tick the blue one behind the yellow one because it's not going to go anywhere if he could
Now
get
the
him.
NL's hard to get to, though. I think it's, partially
tough.
buried behind the corner guard.
Tough shot. Evan looking to get himself out of trouble here in the 4th end.
Trying to get by the top one.
And it's not. I don't believe it's by. Doesn't want to bounce. And it did.
Now the yellows are lined up. Reorient to the yellows now. The top 2 yellows, I think, are now aimed at that blue rock.
I'm uncertain who shot rock here. Is the yellow shot? Is the yellow 1 and 2? Is that
Yellow,
what I mean?
Yellow's
in the back. 1.
Yellow in the back. I think yellow's hitting 2 in the front and the back. I think this one is 2 and this one is 1. 1, 2. The question is, if you hit this yellow rock, does this get rid of both blues?
I don't think the blue in the back, the way that that shot rock is lined up, the blue back that's closest to us, I don't think it goes
may
any,
redirect. It's really
bounces
close.
off of it, yeah.
It is really close.
Good gracious. I don't know that I've ever seen rock set up quite like that. Oh, he's throwing it away here.
Yep.
They must be sitting 2. He's just throwing it away.
Deuce.
So 2 is a smart move here. Not do anything.
Don't do anything dumb here.
Don't do anything to give points away when you have 2 in the book. It's obvious that he was 2 yellow. Yep. Wise choice.
Nothing wrong with taking a 6-1 lead.
Nope.
Now the trick is not to give Evan Mullaney a chance for a 5 again.
No kidding.
He had 5 in his pocket in the 3rd end. Only got 1.
On to the 5th end.
scores on other sheets. In a B group game, Harvard and Hamilton 2 are all tied up at 2 apiece. On sheet 4, a C group game, MIT leads SUNY Poly 2 3-2 after 3 ends. In another C group game, Hamilton 3 leads Bowdoin 2 6-0 after 4. In our feature matchup, Penn leads RPI 1 6-1. Some pretty good shot making by both teams, but just a few key misses by RPI 1 has put them a little bit behind the 8 ball.
It's a funny game. Sometimes it just comes down to that one shot in an end that changes the whole complexion of an end, and it's frequent in our game for that to happen. And certainly so far in this game that has happened for RPI. Let's see if they can get something going here in the 5th end. Kate with her second stone of the 5th end, looking for a corner guard here. Not on the ring, somewhere in front of that yellow one. I like the hats that the Harvard kids have on. I think I got to get one of those.
Yeah, they got the
little rock hat.
Curling cheese heads, right?
I like those.
Got a little get to know you information about the teams. RPI 1, Evan Mullaney is the class of 2020, majoring in biology from Brockton. Curled for 16 years, so he's been around the block. His interests are this and that and mostly the other. He says hello to his cat, Smooshy. Joe Skolsky, who's the 3rd for RPI, is a senior in architecture from Wallingford, Connecticut, curled for 5 years. His interests include standing for the national anthem. Maybe get a chance to do that on Sunday. So we play that before our finals. Says hello to his roommates, Beta Fish. His Beta Fish dog. Happy birthday. Second, Mitchell Lozer, senior in quantitative finance from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, curled for 3 years. Don't even know what this is. Interest in vexillology.
Okay.
Says hello to Mom, Dad, Grammy, and Pappy. Finally, lead Caitlin Fermano is a senior in biomedical engineering from Laurel Springs, New Jersey. 4 years curling. Her interests include making musical instruments out of household items. That sounds interesting.
All right.
Says hello to CJ, Mom, and Pop.
Very
There
cool.
you go,
Good
RPI
stuff.
1. We'll have some info about the Penn Nova team in a little bit. RPI down 6-1, playing the Blue Rocks, has the hammer.
And Penn just keeps going for the...
Just going right to the pot.
Just bringing rocks in play here, just keeping the pressure on. This one's going to go to the back of the park, I believe. And Mitchell Lowe's are going to try and come through this port, make a hit and roll somewhere. Get under one of the guards here. Looks like he's got a good shot here. Yep, got it under the guard. Nice throw. Very nicely done.
Under the corner and pushed a stone to the back of the house. surprised they're not ripping the corner here.
I am too. Up 5, I think I would opt to just rip that blue guard out of the way. If you run it back right, you might double them out. If nothing else, you get the rock out of the way and expose shot rock. But
you got 3 yellows in the park, so they're not going to build up a huge one against you.
True. Could be playing to the strength of his player here as well.
No two-way shot. If you catch this a little
Yeah,
thin, you open it up anyway.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Air on the side of tight. And it worked out. I don't mind tapping this blue rock to the yellow one, tapping it back and flopping over to the right behind the guards here.
Yep, that's what he's looking at, the little split.
Yeah, a little split-a-rooney.
Split and freeze.
No.
The idea is to throw a nice draw weight shot, catch this rock on the inside corner, push that back to a freeze in that position. You don't want to remove that yellow rock.
No. Those yellow rocks are your friend at this point.
Roll the shooter in front of those other 2 yellow stones where they're hard to remove.
Yep.
That's the idea.
You get behind by this many, and every rock in play is really your friend.
And you got to put them where they can't be removed. So you got to be frozen to something or behind something.
Yep.
You could just ignore it and go around the corner guard, but then they'll probably be running the blue off that they can see.
Boy, this rock's really curling hard. I don't know if they're going to get this by or not.
Just not enough weight.
Nope.
Line was good to get around the corner.
Yep. And it didn't get to the rings. Now an open hit here for Richard Whitaker.
Little tricky. You need to get this right on the nose. Get off nose either way, it's going to jam on something.
True. However, if you cross the face and get it behind the 2 blue, underneath the 2 blue guards to the button.
Not terrible.
Not bad.
I think you want to throw enough weight here that if you don't hit it perfectly, you're spinning a couple rocks out of the rings.
Crossing the face just a little. Oh my.
Went through the hole.
Oh, great shot. Evan's going to opt to just draw here. I guess if it hangs out a little bit, he could use a little tick off of this yellow one to be advantageous to get one behind the guards.
Could hit and roll off the top yellow, but usually if you want to get to a spot, it's easier to draw there.
That's for sure.
Hit and roll's got more moving parts.
So he's a little heavy.
Could lock this on the back, wouldn't be end of the world.
No, it's going to be shot rock. You just got to follow him down here if you're a Penn.
Yep, another force pin into drawing down to it. Behind T line, you're playing for 1.
Hanging out a little bit. So they're going to use their own rock here. Boy, sometimes when things go right, they just go right. Left himself shot rock. Buried.
Tough to score from here.
Evan asking for a little more ice. Joe was a little hesitant. He gave him about an inch, and then he gave him another fraction of an inch. See if Evan can get something going here. Really needs to stuff one. Got to freeze right on shot rock. Oh no, he's playing an in-off. I'm sorry. He's playing an in-off. And I don't know, maybe. And what a beautiful shot. Absolutely great curling shot from Evan.
Rolled right to the
Evan
pin.
Mullaney with a beautiful in-off. And now he's back in line for his deuce if they can't freeze on him here. Maybe even more. Maybe even more.
Yeah, you can see a little piece of the blue if you could poke that yellow out.
All a matter of what Cody leaves him here. Commanding 6-1 lead for Penn in the 5th end. RPI with Hammer sitting 1 on the button right now. And I would think Cody Clauser's looking to just come down and freeze right on this blue stone.
You might even be able to poke this back just a hair.
Yeah, if you could get to the right to the nose of it, huh?
Waiting a little bit for the curl. Now they've got some finish. Just comes to shot
What a
stone.
great shot. Left blue sitting 1. I'm not sure what Evan can do to get a deuce here. Can draw through this little port maybe and come back to this.
And if he
second
can ever
stone.
squeeze
Oh,
through
my
that,
goodness gracious.
that's what he's looking at.
Yeah. There's not much of a port there. However, there is enough room. I don't know what else he's got for 2.
He doesn't dare throw the in turn.
No
if
way.
he pushes that yellow, he pushes himself out of shot position.
Could leave a deuce. You could try to pick it for 2. Pick it. Just pick it over the top of the blue one and spill the other yellow rock and get his deuce that way. But boy, it really is only, it looks like about 3 or 4 inches between the blue and the yellow rock.
I don't think you can.
That's tough.
You can't get this yellow one to go on this one. That's the problem.
That's
it
tough.
has to go through the blue one.
He's got to come through this port and come to the yellow rock for 2.
He's got to try to draw into this space here. All he's got. That's about a rock and a half wide. And the rock will be curling hard by the time it gets there.
Yeah, you almost have to throw like sort of back house type weight here for this, right?
Almost. Otherwise, I think that hole gets
It's gonna-
smaller the more sideways you try to go through it. Last rock, 5th end.
Straighten it right out.
They're waiting for the curl.
Got it. Got it. Oh, he just ticked off it.
Oh, it's going to wiggle, but not enough weight.
So he got his 1. After 5 ends, Penn 6, RPI 2. Just had to come up a little bit more. Probably had, I'm sure it had enough weight to.
Oh, it was right there.
It had enough weight. It was a great shot. Just didn't come over.
That is just such a tight port with the curl.
Another winter weather advisory in the Mohawk Valley.
Gee, what a surprise.
What a shocker.
Central New York. Imagine that. We're going to rename this thing the Bonspiel.
It's every year.
It snows blue blazes every time we have this event.
It truly does. Well, that's unfortunate to go on the rings there. Penn will go ahead and just get rid of it.
Makes it easy for Penn. And other scores, Harvard leads Hamilton 2 in a B pool game through 4, 5-2. In a C pool game, MIT and SUNY Poly 2 are all knotted up at 3 after 4 ends. On sheet 5 in a C pool game, Hamilton 3 leads Bowdoin 2 6-3. Bowdoin getting a 3 spot in the 5th end to close the gap in their game. That and our feature game are the only 4 games going in this 2:15 draw. We'll be back with you at 4:45. Don't know yet what the feature game will be. Don't know all the matchups yet.
Nice adjustment in weight there from Kate.
Evan Mullaney taking 5 feet of ice for this come around.
Yeah, the ice crew's really got the ice in great shape.
They've put some curl in here.
Yes, they did. A little light here. This is not a horrible miss. Get a couple guards up here. Not bad. Pro side miss.
Yeah, they need 2 guards to steal. Adam Clearwater will try to beat them in.
Line's definitely tight here. It's not by the guards. Going to chip the blue one off of the center.
Go for a corner.
Evan right off the rings now with his broom.
Yeah, just need a little more weight. That side of the sheet looks like it might be a little slower. Certainly everyone's been struggling a bit with weight on that side.
Got Ray out. I mean, he was 6 inches. He was almost on sheet 2 with his broom, and you got to believe that somewhere near the side of the sheet it's going to be a little more sticky with fresher pebble, right?
Yep, absolutely.
They're dragging it. What a great shot.
Got it on the rings,
That's
top
a great
8.
stoat, half buried.
So some info about the Penn Nova team. Cody Klauser, who's throwing 4th rocks and playing vice skip, is a senior in mechanical engineering from Berwyn, Pennsylvania. 18 years of curling. He's been curling since he was a little one, I think. Interest, mostly curling. Of course, he's playing in the Nationals. He'll be at the Men's Nationals in Fargo this year. Says hello to Carly Meyer, who was skipping the team last year. She's graduated. Richard Whitaker plays 3rd. He's a sophomore in material science and engineering out of Charleston, Illinois. He's curled for a couple of years. His interests are the Houston Astros. They had a great year last year. Says hello to mom and dad. Adam Clearwater, who's skipping the team today, shooting second rocks. He's a grad student in mathematics from Christchurch, New Zealand. They actually have curling there. His first year curling, interested in rock climbing, and says hello to Ben. And finally, our lead, John Hegarty. He's actually from Villanova, subbing in on the Penn team this weekend. He's a junior in business analytics, and hometown is Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Curled a couple of years, interest in music and tennis, says hello to mom. So you discovered a lot of these players have only been curling a few years. Many of them have learned to curl only after coming to college. We have a few folks out here like Evan and Cody and Blake Hagberg and a few others that have curled for a while.
Childhood curlers.
Yeah, teenage curlers, but most of these curlers, and certainly the case in the eastern U.S., is most college curlers have not even taken up the sport until they enrolled in college.
How old were you when you started?
I don't even want to say.
Yeah. I was 30.
I was almost 50.
Yeah, I was 30.
You know, just a couple years shy of 50.
Yeah. Huh.
I could have been somebody.
You're stealing my lines now. Instead, you got a one-way ticket to Palookaville.
That's right.
No trivia today during the college Bonspiel.
But it's an addictive sport, and I wish I had started earlier.
Me too.
Probably would have been a lot better, but I can't complain.
And the funny thing, I used to walk by the old Utica Curling Club every day going to grammar school as a child, and I wondered what it was about. Some of my friends curled. Bill Morehouse, longtime member of the Utica Curling Club. He's been curling since he was like 13. And Bill Sewell. We have a bunch of curlers who've been curling that long, kind of childhood or teenage curlers, if you will.
The nice thing about this game, if you can get about 10 years in, you can compete with a lot of folks who curled a long time. So,
Sure.
I mean, I feel privileged that I can actually stay on the ice with some of the guys here in our
I
club
agree.
who've curled for 30 years. My God, they've curled longer than I've had a job.
Yep.
A lot of them.
Well, we're hoping that the younger generation of curling, there's a sort of a plight around North America right now that it has for a couple of decades now turned into sort of a middle-aged sport, if you will, and maybe that's turning the corner now, and more young people getting interested in the game.
And I think mixed doubles will have a lot to do with this as well. It's a very fast-paced game, and I just wonder if that'll attract a lot more younger curlers as well.
Well, we're hoping.
They're the future of our sport, plus they're the future of our competitiveness for world championships and the Olympics as well.
Sure. So once again, there's a pile of yellow rocks gathering on the 4-foot circle here. And
3 rocks behind some corners. Not much room for Evan.
no hammer here now for RPI. Penn got the hammer back with Evan getting his 1 in the 5th end.
Yeah, he's down to 2 pills here, and looks like he's going to have to move some rocks off the 4-foot with his first one. He's going to have to draw somewhere with his second. Not sure where that somewhere is going to be if he doesn't move these 2 rocks.
Good point. He's still got a long double raise on the other side, but it's real tough. Oh my, he's real narrow here.
He's wrecking on the guard.
Got to let it come up for the run back if it's at all possible, if it curls enough. And he got one on the rings.
Didn't solve many problems.
No, it did not.
Now I think Penn can just drop another one and right behind the center guard. No reason not to draw one down to that pile of stones.
Correct. You know, you could even, if it can curl enough to get off of the top, the yellow one that's in the middle, and just flop behind the blue. Oh my goodness, flop behind the blue one, so the blue one's not raisable. I'm not sure what Evan's going to have with his last rock.
I think if he could freeze it right in this region, right?
Yep, right.
Oh my goodness.
Even if you're a little heavy and you come to the top,
yep,
the one on the top of the 4-foot,
yep,
boom,
just
and
freeze
just
right to it.
Right to it. Oh boy, There's nowhere for that blue rock to go on a raise.
No. It's hard to get to that blue rock with the correct weight because it's in a tight port.
Yeah.
So
you almost have to come from the center out. Oh my goodness, it's tough.
Might be looking at playing the triple raise out there. Well, we'll see where Penn leaves this rock. Curling it right in. A little heavy.
Yeah. It's going to jiggle him around a little bit.
I don't think it actually matters very much.
Nope.
I don't think Evan can do anything with those. He can freeze to give up 2 or 3.
He's looking at that center run back.
That's a long run back.
He's in big trouble here. He's looking at our miraculous triple run back here on the other side, which is, I'm just not sure what it gets you.
I'm not sure it's lined up right.
No.
So you want to hit this one into this one into this one, and you hope it goes onto that one. But now what? Nothing goes anywhere. This one goes out the back. That yellow one doesn't move.
No.
It's just.
I think what he's going to try and do is come through the port with his best shot. I think is to come with nice light, just like back 4 weight. Just try to miss that top guard and tap the blue rock back to the button. I don't know what else he's got. He's in a tough spot here.
If he plays the center one back, is probably his best shot. If he doesn't make it, I think it's the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure he sits 1, even if he runs it right on the schnoz.
Well, I think he'll double 2 of them out, but you're right. He may not be shot.
Might
either,
not
right?
count the one on the
He might be
left.
second rock, even
Yeah.
if he hits this one. That one goes. This one goes.
That's clearly what he's throwing.
The problem is that one might be shot.
Yeah.
When you're all done.
With this ice, I'm not sure exactly. I guess he's coming for a run back on the blue one on the center line, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's throwing heavy. Throwing peel weight at the center guard, trying to run it straight back.
RPI in a little bit of a sticky spot here in the 6th end.
Oh, and just got unlucky.
Still sitting 2.
Yep, sitting only 2 at this stage. Rock needed to curl up just a hair.
Yep.
Just a draw for 3 now. For 4th, Cody Klauser.
Yeah, he's looking at this run back of the yellow one. If you can run this yellow rock, just miss the 2 rocks that are on the 4-foot and run it back, he could get 5.
Looks like he might just be throwing a tap or
Yeah,
a split
just a
here.
tap on it,
Could
yeah.
split these for 4.
Yeah.
Tap
Could
it
split
up.
these for 4.
Yep, or just tap up for 3. Nice option to have.
Indeed. Going to be for 3. Certainly 3, maybe 4 if it rolls. And no roll, but 3.
3 for sure.
And I think Evan Mullaney is seen enough.
Make it a final. Penn defeats RPI 1 9-2 in a well-played game. RPI 1 had their chances early.
Oh, they did. They did, you know. The 3rd end, where RPI scored their 1 point, they had a chance at a 5, which would have really knotted the score up. Would have given them the lead at that point,
Yep,
actually.
put them right back in the game. Well, before we leave you, we'll run down some of the other scores. On sheet 2 in our B pool game, Harvard leads Hamilton 5-3 after 5 ends. On sheet 4 in our C pool game, we're all knotted up at 3. And on sheet 5 in a C pool game, Hamilton 3 leads Bowdoin 2, 8-3. The game well in hand. You can always go to our website, uticacurlingclub.org, and log into our live draw board to see results of all the games as they finish up. We encourage you to do so. So until 4:15, we'll have another game for you yet to be decided. I'm Roger Ouellette.
Dave Craig Mullen, thanks a lot.
And we'll see you later.